The caterpillar who wore a crown? Once upon a time, in a vibrant and bustling meadow filled with wild flowers of every color, there lived a little caterpillar named Cedric. His body was a brilliant shade of green, speckled with tiny indigo dots that sparkled like stars when the sunlight caught them just right. Cedric was not just any caterpillar. He had dreams as big as the sky above him. Every day, Cedric would look up at the clouds floating lazily by and wonder what it would be like to soar through the air like the butterflies that danced around him. He longed to be one of them, adorned with dazzling wings and a graceful flight. But Cedric was still just a caterpillar, and he often felt quite small in a world so vast and full of wonders. One sunny morning, as Cedric munched on a particularly tasty leaf, he noticed a commotion at the edge of the meadow. Curious, he crawled over to see what was happening. A group of butterflies had gathered, flapping their colorful wings and giggling with delight. At the center of the commotion was a butterfly named Bella, known far and wide for her beauty and grace. "Today is the day of the great meadow ball," Bella announced, her wings shimmering in the sunlight. "All creatures of the meadow are invited, but remember, only those who wear a crown can enter." Cedric's heart sank. He had never worn a crown before. The butterflies flaunted their exquisite crowns made of delicate petals and sparkling dew, while he sat there, feeling plain and unadorned. But deep within him a flicker of hope ignited. He wanted to go to the ball and dance among the butterflies. That night, Cedric dreamed of the ball. In his dream, he was a magnificent butterfly, gliding through the air with a crown made of the most beautiful flowers. He woke up with a start, realizing that if he wanted to wear a crown, he would have to make one himself. Cedric set to work. He gathered petals from the daisies, violets, and marigolds that grew nearby. He carefully wove them together with strands of silky spiderweb, creating a crown that was as lovely as he could imagine. Finally, he placed the crown upon his head, feeling a rush of excitement. With a deep breath, Cedric began his journey to the great meadow ball. As he crawled through the grass, he met various creatures who looked at him with curious eyes. "Where are you off to, little caterpillar?" asked a wise old tortoise. "I'm going to the ball," Cedric declared, his voice filled with determination. "But you are just a caterpillar," the tortoise replied gently. "Are you sure you belong there?" Cedric felt a twinge of doubt but shook it off. "I may be a caterpillar today, but tomorrow I shall be a butterfly." Encouraged by his own conviction, Cedric continued on his way. The closer he got, the more butterflies he encountered, fluttering around with laughter and joy. He could see the glow of lanterns made of fireflies lighting up the meadow, and the sound of music filled the air. When Cedric finally reached the entrance to the ball, he took a deep breath and stepped forward. But as he approached, Bella stopped him. "What a lovely crown you have, little one," she said, her voice dripping with condescension. "But you are still just a caterpillar. You cannot enter." Cedric's heart sank. The butterflies giggled and whispered, and for a moment he felt as though he would crumble into tears. But then he remembered his dream, the dream of being a butterfly. Summoning all his courage, he raised his chin and said, "I may be a caterpillar today, but I am destined to fly." The other butterflies paused, surprised by his boldness. Bella, taken aback, raised an eyebrow. "And how do you plan to fly, little caterpillar?" "I will become a butterfly," Cedric replied firmly, "and I will prove that even the smallest among us can wear a crown and dance with the stars." With that, Cedric turned away and crawled toward a nearby tree. He found a cozy spot under a broad leaf and began to spin himself a cocoon. The butterflies watched, whispering among themselves, unsure of what to think. Days passed, and Cedric remained hidden within his silky shelter, dreaming of the day he would emerge. At last, the time came when Cedric felt a stirring within him. With all his might, he pushed against the walls of his cocoon. It felt like he was breaking through to a new world. With a final effort, he broke free, and a breathtaking sight awaited him. Cedric had transformed into a magnificent butterfly. His wings were vast and vibrant, painted with the colors of the sunset, and adorned with shimmering patterns that sparkled like jewels. He gasped in wonder at his reflection in a nearby puddle. With newfound strength, Cedric fluttered his wings and took to the sky. He soared over the meadow, feeling the warm breeze beneath him. As he approached the ball, the butterflies gasped in awe. Cedric landed gracefully among them, the crown of flowers still perched atop his head. "I told you I would become a butterfly," he said with a gleam in his eyes. Bella and the other butterflies, humbled by his journey and transformation, welcomed him with open wings. Together, they danced under the moonlight as Cedric twirled and glided, finally realizing his dream. And from that day on, the meadow was filled with stories of the caterpillar who wore a crown and became a butterfly, reminding everyone that dreams can come true if you believe in yourself and never give up. And so, the stars twinkled above, and the gentle breeze carried Cedric's laughter through the meadow, where magic and dreams intertwined forevermore. The end.